The revolt in Nepal has come as an explosion that in a matter of 2 days, 3 days has swept away the very corrupt, highly corrupt and unpopular government of KP Oli. For a long time I had been warning people that the magma is boiling in Nepal. The ordinary people of Nepal are feeling extremely frustrated, angry and helpless. Why? Because of the rampant corruption, nepotism, lack of jobs, lack of employment and economic downslide. About 25% of Nepal's GDP comes from where? From the remittances that the Nepalis who go to work overseas send home. 25% of Nepal's GDP. They go to Dubai, they run the taxis. I was recently in Dubai and I met so many Nepalese who are doing so well there, and quite obviously they greet you very fondly as an Indian, and because we have fraternal relations. They are going to Japan now, from where they are sending back money. They send back money from India. So, like I said, about 25% of their GDP comes from these remittances. Now, the problem was that this multi-party democracy government which we had helped to usher in Nepal, there is a background to that and we cannot lose sight of that background. Rajiv Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi had gone to Nepal. Rajiv Gandhi wanted to visit the Pashupati Nath temple. He was told, you are most welcome, but I am afraid Sonia Gandhi, being a Catholic Christian foreigner, is not allowed, cannot enter the temple. He was extremely upset and he spoke to the king, and the king said, I can't do anything. These are South Indian priests. They have come from South India and I cannot violate what they say. I am a Hindu ruler of a Hindu kingdom. So Rajiv Gandhi came back and ordered that we should overthrow the monarchist government in Nepal. We should get rid of the Hindu kingdom in Nepal. And this, frankly, Sonia Gandhi was able to do when Manmohan Singh was ruling, and she was de facto in charge. I think in getting rid of the Hindu monarchy, India scored a major self goal, because in their place we brought in the communists, the Maoists, the insurgents who've been waging war against India in the Red Corridor from Pashupati to Tirupati. We installed them into power. Firstly, they came in on the power of guns. They didn't come in by the democratic method. That was brought in subsequently when they were brought into the mainstream. But they led an insurgency. It is extremely unfortunate that India took the side of the Maoists. We helped to install a Maoist, communist, radical government in Nepal. We thought because we had helped to get them into power, that they would be very loyal to India. They were loyal to Beijing. And whether Prachanda, whether KP Oli, they tried to play India off against China in Nepal, and KP Oli went to any length to spoil relations with India, to try and create a populist feeling against India. Now look, the people of India and Nepal don't just have a roti beti ka rishta, right? They also have a khoon ka rishta. What does that mean? It means that the soldiers of Nepal, the Gurkha troops, have shed blood for India in every war since independence, 47, 48 onwards in Jammu and Kashmir. They have laid down their lives. And therefore, there is a strong brotherly relationship. We have an open border, which doesn't happen. It's not there with any other country in the world. And this was the only Hindu kingdom in the world. And for some strange reason, we tried to ensure that it would not remain Hindu. Coming to recent events, The government of KP Oli was getting increasingly unpopular by the day. We could see it coming. Every friend in Nepal was trying to caution us that a lot of anger and frustration was building up amongst the youth. But there was a segment of our bureaucracy, diplomaties, intelligence agencies that felt that KP Oli was highly popular and he had a grip and the communists had a terrific grip. We shouldn't try and disturb, rock the boat, etc., etc. And when there was the agitation, ki Raja lao, Desh bachao, we were told it won't work and Oli is too damn strong, he is too well entrenched in Nepal. We've seen how well entrenched. We've seen exactly how well entrenched. So when you give an opening like this, the CIA with its playbook, with its dirty tricks department, they won't waste a minute in trying to cash on. It is we who have to be proactive and head off these things. We can't just wring our hands and say, oh, how did it happen, why did it happen? You knew it, you saw it coming, but you did nothing about it. So then somebody else intervened and they've done it very smartly. They've replicated the colored revolution more or less that they had in Bangladesh. But there it was a totally foisted colored revolution. Here at least there were genuine grievances into which they have plugged in. And I am not too sure if it is all, we are giving too much credit to the CIA beyond even its own capabilities. Most of the messaging that was done on TikTok, at least in the last critical days, when it went absolutely boiled over. It was done on TikTok because all the others had been blocked. But they used the TikTok because the Nepalese youth are on it. They are heavily onto Facebook. About 1.4 crores are on Facebook and the other social media apps, including on TikTok. They use the TikTok. So TikTok is not part of the CIA. The Chinese won't do it to themselves because the Chinese were quite happy with KP Oli because he was a communist one, and especially the last ambassador of China in Nepal. I mean, she used to run the roost. All party members used to be sitting in her office like school children when she was taking their class. So the fact of the matter is the Chinese were quite happy with KP Oli. The Americans were not. The Indians didn't know what to do. We had foisted him upon ourselves and we now did not know. We failed to keep a track of the public mood. Simple. Let's not all blame everything on the CIA. You are also supposed to be alert. Keep your ears close to the ground in such a sensitive country. Neighboring countries, such a strategic, vital importance to us. We are supposed to have our ear close to the ground. We should have seen this coming. If we did not, well, then we have gone wrong. And the question is now, where do you go from here? This social media, that 26 apps were banned, was just the trigger. It's not overnight that it is not the sole cause. It has been a long build-up of anger, frustration, helplessness, what to do, what can we do. There is no opposition, there is no media that can take up our grievances, there is nepotism, there is corruption, we can't do a damn about it. And the nepo kids, they go to Dubai and they flaunt their wealth at us and all that. We can't get a decent job. I mean, these were genuine grievances. They have exploded. Now you have to deal with the consequences. It is quite unhappy to see so-called democratic leaders being chased down the streets and being killed and attacked so brutally. This madness has to stop. We hope it will, because Nepal cannot be allowed to sink into anarchy. The army chief is going to address the nation. He is asked the leaders of this Gen Z movement to come and talk to them as to their demands, and I believe in their charter of demand they have asked for an elected Prime Minister they are saying that the mayor of Kathmandu, who's a Madheshi by the way, amazing, the first Madheshi Prime Minister should be the acting Prime Minister. They put up this list of demands before the army chief, and they are going to negotiate this, and we hope like hell that it all quietens down, that unlike Bangladesh there is not months and months and months of anarchy and violence and mob violence, and fortunately all people here are 90% Hindus. So the kind of attacks that we saw on the Hindu minority in Bangladesh, well, can't be replicated here. I do think that things will settle down, because there was an element of truth in the grievances of the people. Period. I mean, unless you, we are friendly to the people of Nepal. They are fraternal relations between us and the people of Nepal. Roti beti ka rishta hai, khoon ka rishta hai. So we are concerned. We would like the voice of the people to prevail, because the voice of the people is the voice of God. We would like the wishes of the Nepali people to be respected. We are a democratic country, the largest democracy in the world. We would like to see true democracy prevail, and not some kleptocracy of the Maoists, communist, looters, bandits. I mean, they have ruled the roost long enough in Nepal. They came with promises of a kind of a socialist paradise. We've seen the kind of paradise that they had created in Nepal. They were the biggest looters, robbers, cheaters, who looted the people, filled their coffers, and created a absolute acme of nepotism and corruption. So I have no tears to shed for KP Oli. He did his best to harm India-Nepal relations. But the problem is the timing. This has occurred at a very delicate juncture when India had made an outreach to China. Right? There was a thaw in India-China relations for very good, very cogent geostrategic reasons. So to that extent, it has come at a very awkward moment, because it can lead to a lot of misunderstanding between possibly India and China. But the fact of the matter is, sir, we cannot allow our vital national interest, security interests in Nepal to go by the wayside. We would like the people of Nepal to maintain the friendly relations with India. We would like them to be happy, prosperous, because that will ensure India's security.